Hi, my name is Annika Vorhes, and I'd like to welcome you to this UBD workshop, or Understanding by Design. In this workshop, we're going to learn how to design for success. And by success, I mean that we're going to rethink the ways that we approach designing our courses by designing them with a backwards design approach. We're also going to design these courses in a way that really maximizes student success so that they're really getting out of the course what we want them to get out of it. So they're reaching those learning objectives or those course outcomes in a really thoughtful and meaningful way. So as you go through this workshop, you're going to learn how to fill out a template, which is really just kind of the framework for thinking about how you're designing this course and how you're really building each activity into the next, so that students are learning the skills that they need, the really deep learning that they need from the course to get those really big ideas and those very important concepts that they need to learn from the course. So take the time to watch the tutorials that walk you through how to engage with the template. And then when the workshop is over, I want you to take that template and really look at how you can make this work for yourself, for your classes, and to increase student success throughout each of your courses that you teach. Thank you. Welcome to stage one of the UBD template. So each stage has a specific purpose. For stage one, it is to identify the desired results of your course or of the unit that you are looking at. So to begin, you're going to look at the course and the unit summary. So you're going to examine and articulate the different areas, the subject and the discipline, the class name and number, the time frame, grade level, any keywords associated with this unit, the district, university, or organization, the school department or corporation, type of school or organization, the textbook you are using for the class, and the links to the resource material associated with the unit. And then we're going to dive just a little deeper into the unit itself and give the unit title, the time frame for the unit, so how long it's actually going to take to complete the entire unit, how does it fit into the class, how you're delivering it, is it going to be face-to-face, blended, is it going to be partially in person and partially online, is it going to be fully online, or is there another method that you're going to deliver the unit? Next, let's get started on course design. So why are you developing this course? Is it a course project? Is it a course you're planning on teaching? Are you part of a team developing a course? Or is there another reason? And what is your time frame to teach the course? And then what is your level of expertise? Are you a subject matter expert, a future instructor, or a course designer? Now, of course, you can be one, two, or all three of those things, but select the ones that are appropriate. All right, so let's get into the unit summary. So first, you're going to want to give an overview of the unit. You want to put this in your own words and make it as simple and easy to understand as possible. Next, we're going to look at the big idea. So for the big idea for your unit, you want to think about what you really want students to take away from this in a very complex way. But this complex idea should be really interesting, it should be really engaging, but you want to write it in a way that students really understand what it is you're trying to convey, and it also gets them excited to start the unit. Now, I will say before we move on that you're often going to come back and revise different areas. So don't feel like you have to know exactly what to say at this moment. Just start thinking through and get that big idea down. You can come back and revise it as you continue to develop the unit. All right, let's get started on a little bit of content. So when we look at the professional organizations related to content, what we're talking about here is the professional organizations that lay out competencies, standards, or requirements associated with the course that you're designing. Now, every discipline has different organizations that have these kind of standards. Now, they may be articulated in very different ways, so you may have to do a little bit of digging to find out, ask some colleagues, or an instructional designer if there's one available at your organization, university, or uh, school. Now, once you have found that, you're going to list the organization and put the actual URL into uh, that organization's site, and then you're going to also put the URL to the competencies. This is going to make it simpler for you in the future as you continue to design your courses to go back and pull these really quickly. So let's discuss the standards and competencies just a little bit more. So these standards and competencies are what we build the courses out of. Once we know what is absolutely necessary to address, then you can start building out the rest of the course. So as you do this, you're going to put the code and the actual competency written right beside it. Again, doing this one time and really digging in and making sure you have everything is going to make things easier for you in the future when you go to do similar courses or courses within the same discipline. One of the biggest things that we want learners to get in a unit, in a course, is the ability to transfer these skills and this knowledge outside of the unit into their everyday lives, whether that's in other college courses, in their work, as they continue to learn and grow. So, what does the student need to be able to do in the future in an environment that is different from the classroom without the support of the instructor? So, what kind of long term independent accomplishments are desired? So when you think about this, use this sentence here. Students will be able to use their learning independently too. And then here you're going to write out the transfer skills, ideas that you want students to leave with. Use as many as you need, but you also need to connect this to the competency codes that you completed just above. Moving on to meaning. Wiggins and McTighe say an understanding is an idea that results from reflecting on and analyzing one's learning, an important generalization, a new insight, a useful realization that makes sense out of prior experience or learning that was either fragmented or puzzling. An understanding is not a fact, though it may sound like one, but a theory in the broadest sense. It is the result of inference, the developing and testing of ideas by learners with teacher assistance as needed, culminating in an idea that seems useful and illustrative to the learner. So jumping off of that, we're going to look at essential questions. So what thought-provoking questions will foster inquiry, meaning making, and transfer? So you're going to write these in the form of a question and also connect these to the competency codes once again, because we are building the course based on those competencies. Understanding is a little bit different because we want to figure out what you want students to understand and what inferences they should make. So this is different. You're going to put it in a form of a statement. So to help you out with that, start with students will understand that, and then what understandings do they need to have to reach the competencies by the end of the unit or course? And again, you need to include the competency codes. Now we're moving on to acquisition. Wiggins and McTighe say, in the short term, our aim is that students acquire knowledge and skills. Here you state the key declarative knowledge, factual information, vocabulary, and basic concepts, and procedural knowledge, basic know-how or discrete skills you want your students to learn by the student's end. So to start this section, we look at knowledge. What facts and basic concepts should students know and be able to recall? So you want to think about this as students will know, and then you fill in the rest. What should students know after completing this unit? You want to again connect this to the competency codes. Then we move on to skills. So what discrete skills and processes should students be able to use? This is a little bit different. We're really digging down into skills now. But again, you're going to connect these to the competency codes as well. Thank you for participating in the UBD Stage 1 workshop. I hope you got some really good information out of this introduction to the UBD template. When you're ready, please continue on to the UBD Stage 2 workshop, where we'll continue with the template. Thank you.